Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here once again. We are looking ahead to today's slate for the 25th of October. Hopefully, you guys all had a very good opening night. We did. We did win. We didn't bet a ton. It was a small two-game slate, but it was still definitely a very good profit. Scored at 296.9. Only put in $39 on this entry and 177, so not too bad. As you see there, we had a Jamal Murray, Russell, Pope, Josh Okogie, Austin Reeves, Jonathan Kamega, Wiggins, Gordon, and Jokic. So yeah, really solid one for a 296. So if you guys do go on to like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate it, and also hit that sub button as well. So as you see over here on the right side, yeah, come join us. We have a $8 day pass for you guys, $30 month pass, or 230 for I accidentally put 230 for the month pass, but 230 for the season pass. So also, if you guys do enter the monthly pass, sorry, if you guys do buy the monthly pass, you guys are entered into win the season pass, which will be held on October 31st. So I'm gonna have a raffle names, and each person is gonna have a number to assign to their name, and then I'm gonna hit the dice and well, I guess the random number generator and see who gets picked. So definitely come join us. If you guys want in on that, like I said, all you have to do is follow us on Twitter right here, Chris Anthony NBA1, and like I said, message us say hey, want to get in on premium, and we'll definitely get you guys in there. All right, so yeah, we got a ton of games. Some of these games we might go quick through. But yeah, let's go get into the main ones that I'm looking at here. Atlanta and Charlotte with a 235, Atlanta by 3. So this one should be good. Both these teams starters played half decent in the preseason, so that means these guys should all be really good to go here. So we got LaMelo Ball sitting at a 9.7. I think that's a really good spot for him. I mean, I think he gets you about 45, 50 in this one. Is he a must-have? No. But I think he's definitely good in some cash games. We've got Trae Young, another guy that I think could maybe go for like 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I think he could have a good one here at a decent ownership. We'll have to see how it is. But Ball and Trae Young for sure. Murray's okay, more of a cash game play. Terry Rozier, always at GPP. Is he going to boom or bust? And we got PJ Washington, Mark Williams. Those guys are all right. Okongwu and Capella going to be splitting a little bit this year. I could see maybe 5,600 go for Brandon Miller maybe in a couple tournaments. Same thing with Saduk Bey. I could see him in some tournaments. Jalen Johnson had a pretty good preseason. So, yeah, this Atlanta team has some pretty good players. The only thing that kind of stinks is that we don't know what the rotation is going to be like right now. Even Bogdanovich at 5-1. So, we'll just have to see what the rotation is like. But I think Jalen Johnson might get maybe 18, 20 minutes out there. Bogdanovich probably 23 to 25. And maybe Sadiq Bey, like I said, he had a half decent preseason as well. So some pretty good value down there, like I said. LaMelo, Trae Young, main guys to be looking at over there. Be targeting that game quite a bit. Next game that I'm looking at is Washington and Indiana. We have a 7 spread, and Indiana has a 7 on it. My bad, and a 235 total. So yeah, another one of those games. Is it going to be a blowout or not? If this one stays close, definitely I have a little bit of a value over there on that Washington side. I mean, Kuzma 7-8. I think he's going to get about 33 to 36 fantasy points. So he's okay, but nothing too crazy. Turner, I can see him having a pretty good game here. So I don't mind looking at Turner. He can get you probably 36, 40. Poole, I mean, he had 41 in the preseason the other day, and then he shot 1 for 15. So if that explains anything, that's Jordan Poole for you. So that's up to you guys. Gafford 6-1, another guy probably gets you about 27 to 30. I think that's a solid spot. Denny, Bruce Brown. Some of these guys are a little expensive right now for me. One guy that I don't mind is Tyus Jones, another guy that had a really good preseason. And if he does start, that's a plus as well. So, not too bad. Tyrese Halliburton at 9-4, another guy that can get you 45, 48. So, some pretty good, upper plays right now at not too crazy prices. Boston, New York, not too crazy into it, but I mean, Tatum and Randall, those main guys. RJ Barrett, maybe in a GPP. Moving over to Houston and Orlando. I actually like this game a little bit in some GPPs. We have a 221, but I think it could be a little bit higher than that. Both these teams are pretty dang young, and they like to run the court pretty well. So I can see this one be playing a little bit quicker, and the prices are pretty dang reasonable for both these teams. Their most expensive guy is Sengun, and we know this guy can go off for 38 to 40. Fred Van Fleet, Paulo Brancaro, Jalen Green, Wendell Carter. I mean, these guys are all in very good spots here. And I don't think their ownership is going to be too high. Even like a Marquez Fultz or Cole Anthony, one of those guys could do half decent at very, very low ownership. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that I really like in this one. Jabari, not too bad. Frez Wagner's a little high. Wendell Carter could have a 35 to 40 as long as he stays out of foul trouble. So this game, personally, I don't mind it. I don't. I have to see how the ownership looks on it yet tomorrow, and I might target that one. Cleveland, Brooklyn, eh. I mean, you got Donovan Mitchell in there. If let me go see where we at. Where we at? All right. So if Darius Garland doesn't play, then obviously Mitchell comes into more of a play. So I mean, that's the only thing I'm really caring for. Maybe Karis LeVert at 5'2" also would come into play. So that's kind of what we're looking at over there. Detroit, Miami, not really into it. Just want to say one thing, like what's going on with Jimmy? Is Jimmy where are we at here? Jimmy having a midlife crisis? I mean, I just saw this photo and I know he's going back to like Justin Bieber times, man. This is just something different. So we'll see how that new hairstyle goes for Jimmy Butler. Very intrigued to see how that goes. Yeah. So, all right, it kind of looks like a 2000 punk rock kind of guy. So anyway, let's get back to it. Minnesota, Toronto could be a good one. Towns, Edwards, they're all right. Play Siakam as well. Okay, Oklahoma City and Chicago. This game I do want to talk about. We kind of got a very young athletic squad against a pretty good talented squad. They're not as athletic, but still a pretty good squad there for Chicago. So we got Shea at 10-6. I personally think that's a little high. Could he have a good game? Heck yeah, but man, that's pretty expensive. DeRozan didn't really look the greatest in the preseason. Vuk is an okay play at 8K. Josh Giddey, yeah, that's okay. Probably going to get about 35, 40. Zach Levine's in a pretty good spot at 7-8. Chet Holmgren, we saw how he did in the preseason. I like him quite a bit. The only thing I'm a little anxious about is what's his minutes going to be like to start the season since he had that injury last year. We got Jalen Williams at a solid 6-1. I really like that. Dort's been a sharpshooter, could be a GPP play. And that's kind of what I'm looking at down in there. Maybe a Desamnu, but overall nothing too crazy. I would like to see if they play Casey Wallace at all. He looked all right in the preseason, but maybe not yet. So yeah, another game that, like I said, these guys are all in pretty good spots. Shea's Shea, but pretty dang expensive for sure. So, but yeah, like I said, 228 and a one spread there. We have Pelicans and Memphis, another good one. Obviously, John Morant is out here. We're gonna have to see. I mean, can the Pelicans come into play and be healthy? I mean, if they can, Zion's really cheap at 8-7. Jackson, I love him as well. Really good preseason, but like I said, his foul troubles always get to him. Desmond Bain, we'll see how Marcus Smart is if they have to ramp up his minutes. So yeah, a couple good plays here. Like I said, Zion, Jackson. Like I said, foul trouble kind of stinks. Bain's a little expensive, but you can still look at him. All right, like I said, we got a ton of these games, man. 12 of them. Sacramento and Utah, we have a 237. That's a massive total here in Sacramento by one. So I would expect quite a bit of ownership here from the Sharks in this one with Sacramento and Utah. I wasn't expecting it to be that high of a total here, but yeah, I mean, you got to look at Sabonis, Markkanen, Walker Kessler. Kessler, if he gets 3-4 blocks here, he's a good spot to get you 28, 30. Sexton could be all right. Don't know how John Collins is going to be, so maybe put him in some GPPs. No one really had him. Tucker's been looking all right. You can look at Kelly. Just have to see how that Utah team is. They have a pretty stacked overall team. Not stacked, but depth. Their depth's really good. Harrison Barnes not too bad at 4-9. Could take a little shot on him. So not too many of those low Sacramento guys, but I do like the mid Sabonis and Markkanen Kessler. Fox is okay, but I think there's better plays out there. But you can definitely have him in there. All right, moving on. We have Dallas and San Antonio. We have a 230 and Dallas by 4. So this is going to be one of the games, obviously, everyone's going to be watching. just because Wemba is going to be playing and Luka Doncic is questionable. Hopefully he plays here because that would be a good matchup. He's 11-6. Um, the only thing that stinks is like I want to play him, but is he 100% healthy? 11-6 is very dang expensive. So if he doesn't get you at least 53, 55, you're kind of in a bad spot. But we know Luka can do it, but he is also a little banged up right now. So, um, I do expect him to carry ownership if he does play. If he gets announced that he's playing before lock, he'll have more ownership for sure. Maybe leave that spot open in some GPPs. Have a late put Luka in there late. If not, you could always pivot to one of the Portland or Clipper guys. Get because like I said, if he carries his injury up to lock, chances are he might be in the 20% owned in tournaments. If Sharks don't play that way, like I said, if he doesn't play, you could always go to Kyrie Irving or something. So definitely watch that for sure. I think that could be a slight edge because some people don't like to look at injury news afterwards. So, Victor, he's probably going to be at least 85% owned in all cash games, probably even higher. Victor is 77. People are going to play him. Keldon Johnson, another guy, gets you 32, 35. Devin Vassell looked half decent. Trey Jones, those guys are in good spots. Zach Collins is out for some reason. Jeremy Socam in another really good spot for sure. I think he would carry some ownership. So this should be a good game. And this game's going to carry probably quite a bit of ownership of the 230. All right, moving on to our last game. We have the Clippers and Portland Trailblazers without Mr. Damian Lillard. We have a 227.5 and the Clippers by 9. So I don't think this game will carry a ton of ownership, so maybe you can put them in some GPPs, but I don't know. I think they're going to hit about 5.5 times. And there's so many good plays out there. But you got Kawhi and Paul George. Paul George only 8-4, so definitely could put him in there. Westbrook, I think you can get him at low ownership. Maybe put him in there some GPPs as well. Not too into this Portland side. I mean, they're pretty expensive. Even Scoot Henderson, he had a good preseason, but he's 6-1 as well. Shannon Sharp's not back. Probably put him in some GPPs. Norman Powell as well at 5-2. Zubac even at 5-7. So there's a couple okay plays in there, but it's a little tough. So let me go plug in some players for you guys. Like I said, definitely watch that Luka news. Irving will probably be very popular if he's out. Let's see what I can do. Trey Jones, Tyus Jones. All right, nobody really down there. Manuel quickly could be in some tournaments. We always know he does solid. Let's go. Let's go put in Tyus for this one. LaMelo Ball, do you like him quite a bit? What else are we looking at here? Zach LaVine's in a pretty good spot as well. I do like Jalen Williams at 6-1. Like I said, Karis LeVert, if Garland's out, he's only 5-2, so I think that's in a pretty good spot as well. If we want to go up here a little bit, I mean, I really do like Zach LaVine. I think he should have a solid game. If not, I mean, you could probably go up to Bane if you want to. Josh Giddey, those guys are solid. Like I said, if Garland's out, probably going to go up to Mitchell. Let's see what that leaves us at. Leaves us at 6-1. We got Jimmy Butler looking amazing out there. Like I said, Paulo Branquero at 7-5. I think he's in a very good spot there against Houston. Looking down in here, Brandon Miller, Josh Hart could be another good play. Karis LeVert once again. Even Lugan's Dort didn't look bad. Bogdan Bogdanovic, I could put him in there. He might get you 24, 25. So he's in a good spot. Leaves you at 6-4. So like I said, there's some other options for you guys to kind of fill it out. Jimmy Butler's okay. Devontae Sabonis, really like him. Zion in a good spot. Jaren Jackson, Victor Wembanyama, as I said. Paulo Banchero. I didn't mention Evan Mobley, but another solid option. We got Chet Holmgren at 6'9". I expect him to be popular. And Jeremy Socum, maybe, if Zach Collins is out. A lot of really good power forwards out there, too. Even, like I said, even Jalen Johnson or Patrick Williams and some GPPs. And see what else we got going at the center position. Mention most of those guys. Bam Adebayo, 8,100, very dang cheap. Alfred Sengun, Miles Turner could break the slate as well. Kessler, all right if he gets his blocks going. Um, Mark Williams, Daniel Gafford, and that's kind of what we're looking at down in there. Sorry, my voice is starting to give out on me, guys. Haven't talked like this in a while. So that's what we got going on. Like I said, I appreciate you guys staying with me. It was a 15-minute video, but we had 12 games to look over. So I had to go through them as fast as I could and efficiently as I could as well. So, yeah, like I said, come join us. Like I said, it was a nice W. Nothing too crazy, but like I said, a win is a win. Come join us tomorrow for an $8 day pass, $30 monthly pass, or $230 for the rest of the season. And as I mentioned, if you do buy the monthly pass, you are entered into our raffle, which will be on October 31st. We'd love for you guys to join us for that. So, all right. Once again, guys, appreciate it. You guys have a good one. And yeah, follow us on Twitter for sure if you guys want to get in on our premium lineups. All righty. You guys have a good one.